Well, the music will give you a clue. We're going to be talking about Mary Poppins. No, we're not. We're going to be talking about the big news from Hollywood. Broke overnight. j.j. Abrams is going to direct a new Star Wars Episode 7, the movie. The man who invented Star Trek was the hot favourite. What do the fans think? Mark Newbold is co-owner of the Star Wars fan website, Jedi News, and writes for Star Wars Insider, and he's on the line. Mark, good morning.
Morning, Henry. How are you?
I'm very well indeed. Now, is this a good or a bad idea?
I think it's a great idea. I mean, the guy clearly knows he's a massive fan going back to when he was a kid. He knows how to make these big films. He's done the last two Star Trek films, and the new one's out in May. I think it's a great choice. It was rumoured a few months ago, and he kind of very cannily, because he's known for playing the press a little bit, he very cannily kind of put a blanket over it and says, oh, well, I'd rather be a fan than be involved with it. So everybody kind of steered away and looked at other director choices. But a couple of days ago, the news kind of slipped out from a site called The Wrap over in the States.
Yeah, I suppose it's great to do something like Star Wars, because there's no limit to how, unbelievable you can be in science fiction. Anything goes.
True, but Star Wars has been around for such a long time.
That's what I mean. You'd think by now it would be exhausted, but it's not.
Well, no, it's a galaxy, isn't it? It's a galaxy far, far away. So it's endless stories. Same as Star Trek. It's endless stories. You can keep telling different stories. And if the fans are sort of enticed and captivated, which they have been for so long, then, you really can sort of do another 3 films like Lucasfilm and Disney are planning.
Yeah. Do you reckon most fans would agree with you? I mean, you're more in touch than anybody else probably, since of the website Jedi News and of course Star Wars Insider magazine. I mean, if anybody knows about it and knows about the fans, it's you. Will they go along with this?
I think you've got a hardcore base of fans because JJ's done the last 2 Trek films, and there's always been a little bit of friction between Star Wars and Star Trek fans. I'm not one of those. I love them both. I'm 51% Star Wars, 49% Star Trek. So for me,
right.
this is very cool for me. But yeah, there's always going to be the odd few that get the knickers in a twist, so to speak. But I would imagine that I'd say a large percentage of people can see the value of what he can bring to the project. Not only himself as a director and creatively being involved, but he's done Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol in the past. He's worked on Alias, Lost, Fringe, which has just finished in the States. Yes. He's known for bringing these things home and making them work. So, yeah, I think it'll be pretty much widely accepted. And
right, Mark, we now know that it's, as it were, up and running. But how long, in practical terms, before it comes to our screens?
It's due to come out in 2015. Now, Star Wars films have always traditionally come out in May, but Disney also own Marvel.
So 2 years away.
2 years away. They also own Marvel, which is releasing the Avengers, and of course the Avengers last year was a huge hit. That's coming out in May as well. So the odds are that Star Wars Episode 7 will probably come out in probably July time. So not that far away. It's only sort of
that's true.
two and a third years away. So much. So about 29 months.
I'm getting reports that Ewan McGregor has been photographed with a beard. Is this a suggestion that Obi-Wan Kenobi is maybe making a return?
Well, Obi-Wan died in Episode 4, and this is Episode 7, but Star Wars being what it is, people do tend to float around as ghosts and so on. So Ewan was mentioned, that they kind of roadblocked him in an interview for a film we released a few months ago called The Impossible, and to his credit, he was on the ball and said he'd like to do it, but a lot of people have said, Samuel L. Jackson, he died in Episode 3, he said he'd love to come back. And they're already
Listen, if Bobby Ewing can come back from the dead, anybody can.
Exactly. Just hop him out of a shower. It'll work.
Okay. Mark, thanks very much indeed. That's
pleasure.
Mark Newbold talking about Star Wars Episode 7 coming to a cinema near you.